Hi, I'm David Fleming from Disciples Ignited YouTube channel, where we are focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom and preparing his disciples. And you know, there's not a better way to prepare disciples for Jesus than by teaching his word and applying it to our lives. So that's why we started this series on the minor prophets from the Old Testament. And this week we're dealing with the book of Obadiah, which, as you know, if you've watched the last three videos, you know that the book of Obadiah is a proclamation of God's judgment against the Edomites. Now, why would the Lord pronounce judgment against the Edomites? Usually the prophets are used by God to pronounce judgment against God's own people, the Israelites. But not in this case. God has a strong word of judgment against the Edomites. And it really is all because of the root stronghold in Edom's life. It all started back with the originator of the Edomites, who was Esau. Esau was the twin brother of Jacob, who was the originator of the Israelites. And Esau and Jacob always had a clash. They always conflicted. But there was this root problem in Esau's life that just compounded and grew and and became a stronghold in the entire nation, or the entire group of the Edomites. And that was the sin of pride. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Let me read to you what Hebrews tells us about Esau. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16 tells us that Esau was a godless person who sold his own birthright for a single meal. Now, a godless person is somebody that has no hunger after the Lord at all. They are godless. They don't care about God. They don't want God. And the root of godlessness is pride. See, pride says, I don't need God. I don't need any divine help. I am self-made. I can take care of myself with no divine help. What is that? Oh, my friend, that is pride. And we all know what the word says. Pride comes before a fall. Well, pride had a stronghold in Esau's life, so much so that the Bible calls him godless. He didn't care about God, and he could care less, so much so that he sold his birthright, which would enable him to receive the spiritual blessing that would come to him from his father. In fact, pride gave birth to all kinds of evil in Esau's life that we also see in the entire Edomite generation. Godlessness, which we've already talked about, arrogance, unforgiveness, revenge, all these traits we find in the Edomites in a big way. And they all had their root in pride. You know, something's very interesting about those who are prideful. They always have this motivation to have something bigger, better than everybody else. They have to show themselves to be the king of the hill. Well, this was certainly the case with the Edomites. The area that they picked to live in just escalated their pride. They felt secure, invincible, strong. Let me read to you what Obadiah prophesied in verses 3 and 4. The pride of your heart has deceived you. Oh! You who live in the clefts of the rock, in your lofty dwelling, who say in your heart, who will bring me down to the ground? Though you soar aloft like the eagle, though your nest is set among the stars, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. Yes, it was Esau's pride, which became the Edomites' pride, that brought about their downfall and God's ultimate judgment against them. Let's talk more about it tomorrow.